Hey Ragers, welcome, welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? Still here in Florida, really, really ready to go home. I have had the most wonderful journey, the most wonderful patriotic journey. It's almost over. The election will be here in just about 2 weeks, and I'm excited to see our president get reelected. I'm even excited to go home and cast my throwaway vote for everyone on the Republican Party that I can, but it'll be my last time voting in California, and I just want to get it done. I just want to get it out there, and then I want to get the hell out. I'm going to go say goodbye to Willie Mays Plaza, go say goodbye to my little favorite island, which is Alameda, go say goodbye to B Street in Hayward, and then after that, I'm out. I'm done. There is nothing in California for me. There's nothing there for me. It's a lost cause at this point. But anyway, speaking of California, ooh, Red Pill Rage is now going to be Red Pill TMZ. I told you guys I will spill the tea and I will pull receipts. And I also told you that Ragers are leaders. They're not followers. Ragers are people. I'm trying to inspire you. I'm trying to encourage you guys to always be checking your own receipts, to always be checking your own facts. And if there's anything that I hope to have accomplished in this channel, it is that and that alone. To be a free thinker, to think for yourself, to use your own mind, to use your own brain, to dig deeper, to ask questions at all times. That is what I'm here to help you do. That is what I am showing you how to do, so that you can be leaders in your own life, in your own family, in your own community, and amongst your own employment. Okay, I want you to be a leader. I'm not here to make followers. I'm here to make leaders. I say it in my bio. I say it in my bio on every single platform, and it's a fact. It hasn't changed. Nothing has changed. And part of me being a leader, and part of you being a leader in your own life, is you need to recognize that we are in a very, very difficult fight. And we have no time amongst conservatives to be dealing with clout chasers, double agents, and red herrings. And I talk about this. I am trying to warn you guys because I am trying to protect you from people like this. And I had no problem calling out Tommy G. Patriot or Red Pill Babe. And look what happened to them. Well, it's happening to all conservatives, so I don't want to say it like that. But you see what happened, all these QAnon people. I mean, wasn't JFK Jr. supposed to be alive 2 days ago? What happened with that? You gotta watch who you're dealing with. When people, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, swims like a duck, it's probably a duck. Some of the most enthusiastic people, although I admire their passion, are the ones who are going to lead you down the wrong road. And yes, of course, guys, there is a very, very popular young man who has been chasing, as far as I know, he's been chasing clout since I first went to his page months ago when I was on Instagram. And he's all over the news right now. He's all over Twitter. He just got another Twitter account of his suspended. Mr. King Free Speech himself, Phillip Anderson. Yes, that's right, folks. Red Pill TMZ is about to pull the motherfucking receipts. That's right. And actually, I'm going to send Phillip this video, so if I kind of interchange between talking to you, my audience, and talking to him directly, I want you to know, because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about this individual. I'm going to get to why I care about this woman later, and I'm going to get to why she's so important and why we as patriots need to keep this woman protected. Okay? And if anything had happened to this woman at the free speech rally that Free Speech himself put on in San Francisco, where I work, if anything had happened to her, I would be more than happy to go to Phillip Anderson directly and kick in the rest of his teeth. Yeah, you heard me say it. You heard me say it. We're going to get to her later. But first, let's start with my receipts, okay? Now listen, guys. I tried really, really hard. I went through my Google photos. I tried to find all the receipts. I don't know if I even screenshotted them at the time. But let me tell you the story from the top, okay? So what happened was, when I first came out of the conservative closet back in the end of May, maybe April, May, when I first came out of the closet, I was still Beer Talk Radio on Instagram. Okay, so you all know I was apolitical for my whole life. I never said anything about any social justice issues, any current events. I never said anything about anything on my Instagram page. The only thing on my Instagram page for 2 years was Beer Talk Radio. Everything related to beer, everything related to food, and everything related to my podcast. That was it, okay? So I came out of the conservative closet. The breweries attacked me. My friends attacked me. Everyone in the craft beer community attacked me. I changed my name to Red Pill Rage. I held my Instagram channel as Red Pill Rage for about two to 3 months before I got kicked off. And I was pulling receipts on everybody. I was telling the truth on everybody, okay? My Instagram page was legit. It was juicy, okay? I was talking about everybody. I was spilling the tea on everybody. I was calling everybody out. Breweries, I didn't give a shit. Big corporations, founders, all of them. RuPaul Drag Race, I called all the queens out. I called out RuPaul. I was calling out celebrities, Ryan Phillippe, Reese Witherspoon, everybody, okay? T.I., Nene Nash, was it not Nene Leakes? Niecy Nash, I was calling her out too. So I finally got myself kicked off. But prior to me getting kicked off, I started following Phillip Anderson's page, okay? And at first, you know, he seemed like a really passionate patriot. At first, he seemed like somebody who really was in the battle, in the fight. And before I go any further, I would like to say this about him. He is an extremely brave young man. I remember seeing videos of him going to where that couple, I forgot what state they were in, Wisconsin, Michigan, I don't know where they were, but that couple, that rich couple, the attorney that was defending themselves against the people who had broken into their gated community, and they had the guns, and then they got arrested for having the guns and pointing the guns at people, and it was a big media storm. I forgot what their names were, but he actually went to their home. He went to their community, and he was there for them, you know, afterward, when people started, you know, going to their house. Like, he's very brave. I've seen videos of him standing up to the mob. You know, I get it. We need more people like that. But here's where I personally believe his situation is that he's clout chasing, okay? And I told you, I'm going to protect you against clout chasers, okay? One of the things that I began to notice on watching a lot of his Instagram videos, and I was very in tune with, like, following him. Like, I watched all of his stuff. Everything on his feed, I watched it. What he began to say over and over and over and over and over again, and I can say this verbatim, he always said, the MAGA stars will not protect your free speech. And he would say things like, the MAGA stars this, the MAGA stars that, the MAGA stars won't protect you, the MAGA stars this. Now, here's where I began to have a problem with it. It's one thing to say something one time or 2 times, but it was like he was saying it every time. It was like a broken record. And what he would do is he would never say which MAGA star he was having the beef with. You know, which MAGA star is doing what, okay? Because I want to know. If Candace Owens or Charlie Kirk or Dave Rubin or Steven Crowder or who, I don't even know who he was referring to. If they're doing all this shit to pad their own pockets and to compromise the rest of us patriots, tell us what it is and tell us who's doing it. But Phillip Anderson never fucking brought receipts. So over time, I started to kind of ignore him. But here's where it turned, okay? And I guarantee, and Phillip Anderson, you know who the fuck I am. You know who the fuck I am, okay? Look at my face. You know who the fuck I am. I want you to directly respond and defend yourself, Phillip Anderson, because what I'm seeing about you does not look good, okay? If you're that bad, let's see you defend yourself, okay? You can type it if you can't talk right now. But from what I see, without his teeth, he's still talking. Anyway, all right. Phillip Anderson, this is back when I was still in Oakland, okay, during quarantine. Nothing is open, okay? So this is back at a time, it might have been June. It might have been June. Phillip Anderson starts going on Instagram saying he wants to protest big tech and he wants to go to the Twitter headquarters. He wants to go to the Twitter headquarters and he wants to protest big tech, okay? And I'm like, all right, cool, I'm with it because I'm already living here. It's quarantine, so I've lost my job. At this point, I've been out of work for almost 3 months, 2.5, 3 months, okay? Every single catering company that was in my building is going out of business. Every single restaurant that I'm friends with is going out of business. So I know, as a chef, that no one is working in San Francisco, okay? Now, for those of you who don't know, guess what my specialty is, besides fine dining and sushi? Corporate dining. Yeah, that's right, folks. That means I have done corporate dining. People like me, chefs like me, are the ones who are making lunch for Twitter and Adobe and Facebook and Google and Salesforce and Oracle and Deloitte and every other big tech company that's in Silicon Valley and San Francisco. Yeah, me. I actually live there. I actually work there. I actually know the insider information that maybe someone from out of state doesn't know, because if I'm not working, then that means I'm not feeding corporate companies. And if I'm not feeding corporate companies, guess what? That means they're not coming to work. And if they're not coming to work, guess what? Protesting Twitter, no one's gonna be in the fucking building. So, me being the loving patriot, helpful patriot, enthusiastic patriot that I am, I start getting in Phillip Anderson's DMs. And I was like, hey, you know, I work out here, I work out here, I work out here. And I kept telling him, I said, nobody is in the building, okay? Because you know who's even more scared than the politicians about COVID-19? The beta males who work at these tech companies. So guess what? For months, these buildings had been empty. The employees are not coming into the buildings anymore. They're all working from home with the Zoom calls and the Dropbox and all these other, you know, file sharing programs that they have. Okay, so I knew for a fact that nobody was in the goddamn Twitter building. Okay, and guess what else I know for a fact? That information I forwarded to Phillip. I said, number one, there's a place on that street in that same block called The Market. And guess what? Chef Jenny's old sous chef works at the deli in The Market. So I could find out with one phone call and one text message whether or not those employees are coming in and out. Guess what else? Chef Jenny has actually catered for Twitter before. So Chef Jenny knows that it's not a headquarters building. What it is an office building with shops on the bottom, including that place called The Market. And Twitter is on a few floors up. But the security in the lobby is for all of the offices in that building, okay? Square is the same thing. Square is sometimes their headquarters, it's not gonna be the whole building. It's gonna be 2 or 3 or 4 floors within one building, okay? Twitter is that way, and Square is that way. Okay, how do I know that? Because I'm the goddamn chef. That's how I know. Because I deliver food to these fucking places. That's how I know. So I tried as hard as I could to get this information to Phillip. Not only that, I filmed a video of me driving in the car with the phone down Market Street, showing Phillip what the goddamn Twitter building looked like. I was going out of my way to give him intel. Okay? And he kept pushing it. He kept pushing it. And I said, look, if you want to be effective, I'm telling you, there's nobody in the building, and you're not going to get into the lobby the way you think you're going to get into the lobby, because it doesn't work like that in buildings like that. You have your lobby, you have security in the lobby. You have to have a key pass, and then you go upstairs. Okay? You go upstairs, and then you have to go through security again on whatever floor Twitter is on to even get through to that. So there's no lobby. There's no fucking lobby for him to be protesting in. But he kept insisting, we're going to go there. And I said, look, Phillip, why don't you use me to find out where the CEOs of these companies live, and then you go there? Or why don't you go down to YouTube in San Bruno, where you're not going to get as many Antifa showing up, okay? Why don't you go down to other parts of Silicon Valley and protest there, where you're going to be safer, okay? Because there's more money down there, okay? And those citizens aren't going to stand for it as much, okay? He didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear it. I said, we'll find Jack Dorsey's address, because I'm sure he either lives in Marin County, Presidio, or San Jose, because that's where all the millionaires live anyway, or Hillsdale, okay? Or anywhere else in Mountain View, or, you know, El Gato, okay? He didn't want to take that idea. I began to feel like, is he really doing that? Does he really want to do this protest to be effective? Or does he want to do this protest to, to get a photo op? Okay, so at this point, I go from being 100% supportive to 100% supportive, but then also kind of wondering what his motives are. But I didn't bring that to his attention. But let me tell you what turned the tide for me, okay? This idiot goes on talking about he wants to raise $3,000 for the protest. And then he goes on to say he's gonna throw a big party, and he's gonna get a bunch of speakers, and he's gonna get Roger Stone, and he's gonna get the Proud Boys, and he's gonna get this, and he's gonna have this and have that. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, $3,000? I mean, you need more like $30,000 to do something like this. What he's talking about, I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna cost him $3,000 for his plane ticket from wherever the fuck he lives. It's going to cost him $3,000 for his own hotel, plus whatever venue he's going to rent to throw this party, plus the food and drinks for the party, plus the transportation to get the food and drinks. Otherwise, you're going to have it catered. But all the catering companies are closed at this point, so I don't even know who's going to cook for him. I would have done it. I would have fucking done it. Okay, because I can make 2,000 or 3,000 meals easy. Okay, I can handle this. This is what I do for a living. Okay. Y'all would have, if this thing had popped off the way it should have, y'all would have had the best brisket and chicken you ever had in your life. I would have catered it myself for the Patriots had this shit been done correctly. Okay, but anyway, I'm thinking to myself, you know, you can't even get French fries in San Francisco for less than $8. How the hell is this guy going to do all of this, raising only $3,000? And so I started getting in his DMs again. I started getting in his comments again, and I kept saying, okay, how are you going to do the permits? How are you going to have transportation? Who do you know that's going to cater your event? You know what I mean? Are you going to get porta potties? Because again, I fucking live there, so I fucking know. At the time, Market Street was almost completely shut down. Okay? So on top of the piss and shit that the regular crackheads are doing, what are you going to do when the Patriots need to use the bathroom and all the Starbucks and all the restaurants are closed because of COVID-19? Okay, I'm thinking ahead for this idiot. Okay, and I'm asking him all these questions. He don't want to answer any of them. And not only does he not want to answer, it got to the point where he got a fucking attitude with me. And you know what he told me? And I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact words, but he says, I got this under control. All I need to know from you is when the lobby opens. I've been telling this guy for weeks, no one is in the fucking Twitter building. So that's how the fuck Phillip Anderson handles himself, okay? I need you guys to know what a clout chaser really is. That's a clout chaser right there. Somebody who thinks that they're going to bring people in they're going to advertise an event to try to bring people in from all parts of the United States to come to an empty fucking building that has no employees in it. It wouldn't even be, there's no point of even going there. He's going to bring all these people across state lines to come support his protest, and he doesn't even want to talk to somebody who actually lives here. He doesn't even want to talk to somebody who would have donated the motherfucking catering for his supposed imaginary party. The guy is nuts. He's fucking nuts. He's the first one who's going to speak out against the MAGA stars, whoever he's referring to. I have no idea. He's going to build, he's been saying the same thing for months. He's been saying the same fucking thing for months, pointing fingers at everyone else, trying to rally up people to turn against their favorite YouTubers, the YouTubers that are helping them, empowering them, educating them, saying, come follow me, but he doesn't even have his shit together. And then he wants to shit on the one person who lives there and works there and wants to help him. Enrique Tarrio don't live in San Francisco. Joe Biggs don't live in San Francisco. Okay? Half of these people that are on his little flyer don't even live in San Francisco. He don't live in San Francisco. I asked him, do you have friends out here? Do you even know what it's like out here? I know about how nasty people are out there. I live in this shit. I work in this shit. Everything that happened with Antifa, we knew it was going to happen. So when I say he brought this on himself, don't fucking come for me. Don't fucking come for me. I tried to help him. And not only that, I wanted him to be protected, but I wanted the Patriots to be protected because I know how evil Antifa and people are in San Francisco. I know how quickly things can get out of hand. I live there. I work there. This is not a game. These are people's lives. This is why I chose to go on the road with Walk Away, because I want to protect Brandon's life. And Brandon is smart. Brandon has people around him that really can help. Now, I'm not saying Walk Away does things perfectly every time. There's a lot of shit that they don't do perfectly. There's a lot of shit that they need help with. But for the most part, they have their shit together and they want to make sure they are protected. They want to make sure the people who come to it feel protected. Now, I'm not done. That's just my story. I haven't even thought about Phillip Anderson since I got kicked off of Instagram, okay, which was months ago. Until obviously 2 days ago, when all of you patriots decide to feel sorry for the guy without knowing who he really is. So that's why I'm coming to correct you. That's why I'm coming to tell you what's going on. You guys all feel sorry for him, and he finally got what he wanted. All he ever wanted was to be what everyone else is, okay? All he ever wanted, in my opinion, was to be Charlie Kirk. All he ever wanted was to be Candace Owens. And now that Fox News has done a story about it, good job, Phillip. You got what you wanted. You got your teeth knocked out, but you got what you wanted. You got the photo op that you wanted. We're going to get to why that's a problem in a minute. But let's go ahead and go on his page. Let's start with this, okay? First off, we can't even find his Team Save America profile, okay? So I wish I had made this video yesterday because I think this just happened. So his account is suspended, or whoever he had using their email or whatever to make this account, it's now suspended. Okay, so we can't even see what he had on there. And I wish I had done this yesterday or the day before when I first saw the story. So we don't even have that. But what we do have is we have, ironically, we have plenty of Antifa who have posted under this hashtag. And let's just start at the top here, and then we're going to go down. We're going to backtrack it. All right. So here's the video from Andy No, who is a great reporter trying to do the right thing. But again, he got suckered into this bullshit. Here's the video. You guys have seen him get knocked out. You see him trying to get away. Obviously, the cops aren't doing shit because, well, the cops didn't do shit for Brandon and Walk Away either. Okay, so we already know the cops in San Francisco are paid off, and they're not the ones to, either they've been ordered to stand down or they've been paid off or whatever it is, but the cops in San Francisco aren't going to help anybody. I could have fucking told him that. If he'd have talked to Brandon Straka, he could have fucking learned that. Anyone who was there for our peaceful protest, which was really a peaceful protest, we could have told him that. We could have told him that. But you see, Phillip doesn't want to listen to nobody else. He just wants to do what he wants to do, and he'll bring anybody along for the ride that he can get. Okay? I don't need to keep looking at it. Just on this one video alone, there's 1.6 million views. Good job, Phillip. You got your clout. All right. Now, let's listen to what he had to say directly.
Actual victim. If I were a Democrat right now, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook would be boosting me. I'd be the next Black Lives Matter martyr. Black man gets sent to the hospital, gets sucker punched 2 times in the mouth, gets his teeth knocked out. But just because I'm a Republican, you want to know what happens? They immediately ban me. They knock out my front teeth, and then they ban me on Instagram. And then they put me on a ban on Facebook temporarily. Completely ban my Instagram account because I have 50,000 followers on there. This is not right. It's unfair. I'm the victim, obviously. Why are you banning me? I didn't do anything wrong. You can't even tell me what I did wrong. And
I can tell you what you did wrong.
This is why we had a free speech rally in the first place. This is why we're protesting big tech in the first place. It's not a feeling. We don't just think that what you're doing is wrong, big tech. We know. We see you do this every single day. It's a political agenda. And it's not your place to have political agendas. You're supposed to be a neutral platform. But like always, you mess with me. Even though I'm an American and I have the right to free speech, I have the right to peaceful protest. Once again, you show me that you are completely against my right to free speech. You are completely against my right to peacefully protest, and I'll probably be banned off Twitter by tomorrow morning. And that's what these people do. These people believe that you're slaves, complete slaves. They don't believe that you have the right to be heard. They don't believe that you have the right to be seen. You can only be heard, you can only be seen by other people if you say and do what they want you to do. And that's the issue right there. These people are total Nazis, bro. These people are total communists. Communists, okay? They're telling you that you're not allowed to have an idea. And if you're able to spread that idea to other people and prove that that's the right way to go, the right way to bring this country together with freedom and free speech and equality for all, guess what? They will immediately ban you. That's what they just did to me. Don't let them get away with it. Spread the word. Spread the word.
Okay, so now he's got Topher, who is an amazing patriot. I've seen him. He came to Walk Away Unsilent Majority. I met him. He's a veteran. He's got a great following on TikTok and other platforms. Looks like Topher fell for the bullshit too. Okay, let's keep going. All right, he's got some support here. There's another picture of his tooth knocked out when it first happened. He looks like he was able to raise the money he needed for his dental work. That's awesome. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. He needs help with that, obviously. So, I mean, he's going to get a brand new set of 2 front teeth for Christmas. It's awesome. So thank you, Patriots, for at least helping him with that. He does deserve help with that. I will say that. Nobody should walk around with their mouth not looking good. Okay. Let's keep going. Now we're going to find the things that that the Antifa has said about him. Now let's listen to a clip of one thing that he said.
The website will be back up. Working very hard on getting more speakers. The website will be back up. The rally's going to be great. We're going to have police protection. Everyone's going to be protected. I'm working on everything. I've been working very hard on everything.
Sure,
there will no longer be any personal issues, no infighting. That's been taken care of as well and established. We are good to go. All we're going to be doing now is beating the living shit out of all the people trying to stop us. We're going to be going there, working very hard on getting more speakers. The website will be back up. The rally's going to be great. We're going to have police protection. Everyone.
All right, so we already know that didn't happen. We already know that what he said it was going to be is not what really happened. And from the videos I've seen, I want to know where all these hundreds of people were. We're going to get to what Fox said about how many people were actually there in just a minute. Let's keep going. All right, here's another quick video. That better not be Ellen Zhou. That better not be my girl standing right there getting shit thrown at her. It better not be. Where are the hundreds of people protecting her? Let's look at this real quick. Yeah, that's Ellen. That's her. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to who this woman is that Phillip is standing next to. We're gonna get to her in a second. Okay, so clearly she's not being protected, which I have a problem with. All right, so here we go. Phillip's got James Woods on his side now. Okay, Mallory Moenick. Okay. He got interviewed at Fox News, which of course, you know, is to be expected. That's what he wanted. Andy Knows got his back. Okay, cool. I'm trying to find the actual flyer. Look at the actual original flyers here. Now, what it looks like is that Phillip tried to do two rallies in 2 places, okay? The first one was going to be at United Nations Plaza, which is about, it's just off to the side of where the city hall is. Okay, and let's see who he says he has on here. Chandler Pappas, Black Rebel, Rafael Rodriguez, Lavita Pau, Haley Adams, Kareem Payton, Ellen Zhou, Alex Fuman, Ariana Kikio, Daniel Goodwin, Lily Akapova, Cole McDowell, Louis Huey, Liberty Logan, and Starchild. Okay, I don't know who any of those people are, except for Alan. I don't know who the rest of them are. I don't know if they live in San Francisco. I don't know if they have friends out here. I don't know if they have backup. Hopefully they weren't coming across state lines for this event. And then it says that there's another one at 4 p.m. in front of the Twitter headquarters, which, as I told you, is probably empty. Still probably empty, because if it wasn't empty, my boss would be calling me to come back to work, and no one is going back to work. No caterers are going back to work right now. Okay, there's really no details on here. He has shareable graphics here. I don't see any guarantee of, I don't see how he is guaranteeing any safety here. I have seen videos, which I cannot find at this point. I've seen a video that of Phillip Anderson. I guess he got there early and he was saying that hundreds of patriots are going to be there and it's going to be super safe and police protection and this and that and this and that. Well, I don't see any of that on here. I'm not even impressed with this website, to be honest with you. There's no details whatsoever about it. And I guess once you register, he'll probably send more details. But yeah, it's a shit show here. It's a shit show. I'm trying to find, let me see. I have the article where it says how many people actually showed up. Here we go. Let's look at what Fox said. All right. A rally to promote free speech and denounce big tech censorship turned ugly Saturday in San Francisco when hundreds of alleged Antifa counter-protesters showed up and berated and attacked demonstrators, leaving one missing a tooth, now two teeth. A conservative group, Team Save America, organized the event to protest Twitter, which it argues censors free speech. They planned to rally at the United Nations Plaza before moving the protest to Twitter's headquarters a few blocks away. But the event quickly devolved into a shouting match and violence as hundreds of counter-protesters stormed the scene. Video shows one counter-protester punching Phillip Anderson, an organizer of the event, knocking one of his teeth out. Anderson posted a picture of the aftermath on social media and said he was attacked by Antifa. This is what happens when you lose free speech, Anderson said over the booze as the crowd threw objects at him. This is what happens, America. This is what our country is turning to. The event was canceled before it ever really got started. Another protester who was wearing a Trump 2020 shirt was attacked at some point by a counter-protester. I guess that's this guy. Here's where it pisses me off. In the caption, you see it says, a supporter of President Donald Trump lies on the ground after he was attacked by counter-protesters in San Francisco on Saturday. About a dozen pro-Trump demonstrators were met by several hundred counter-protesters as they try to rally. Okay, Phillip, so where were the hundreds of people that you promised everybody, Phillip? Because you see, we could have made a barricade. They could have made a barricade to protect you and any of the other speakers. Where were they, Phillip? Phillip, you've been planning this shit since what, May, June? You remember when I first contacted you, Phillip? Where are all these people that you promised? Because you said it in your videos that you'd have hundreds of people there. But here, the reporter says there were only 12. And then the video that I can't find of the cops putting you guys in their van and driving you to UCFS Hospital on 3rd Street, I'm guessing that's where you went. It looked like that's where you were. Okay? In your video, how many people were in the van? 10? Okay, Phillip, you need to stop lying. You need to stop lying and you need to start taking advice from people who know better than you. All right. So Phillip, it's like, first of all, he can't take advice from others. He can't accept help from others. He gets an attitude with people who try to help him. Then he lies to the public about how many people he can bring. So I'm sure the 12 that were there felt safe. Like, okay, if we have a couple hundred people, you know, at least we can have a physical barricade against these psychos. You choose to do the protest in an area that is violent and dangerous anyway, Market Street, Tenderloin, Mission area. You're surrounded by junkies anyway that would love to just jump in a fight for the hell of it. Okay, let's see. You know what's funny is that the same thing that I'm saying about Phillip, Joe Biggs on the other side of the country who lives in Florida is saying the same thing. So let's look at what Joe Biggs had to say about Phillip Anderson.
Wow, Phillip, and that's cool. I got it. You're emotional right now. Antifa knocked your teeth out. You know what we're going to do? Enrique and I are going to hold a rally and properly plan it in San Francisco. We're going to call it the Demand Free Teeth Rally in honor of you. See, this is what happens when you have piss poor planning. Piss poor planning.
What did I say?
Putting people's lives in danger, and that's what you did, Phillip. You're no hero. You're no badass. You didn't do anything cool. What you did is you improperly plan a rally. You put people's lives in danger, and individuals got hurt. See, when Enrique and I do this stuff, no one gets hurt.
Exactly.
Antifa goes to jail, and everyone makes it back home safely.
Exactly.
Instead, you had no attendance. You had nobody show up. And the few that did were sorely outnumbered by the enemy.
I could have told you that.
Too. Never underestimate your enemy. See, when I was in Afghanistan, I respected the Taliban. I had respect for them because they were willing to stand up and fight for what they believed in. You can't hate that. And the other side is willing to do that. So you have to respect that. You have to know your enemy. And you have to treat them as a formidable foe. You also need to learn a little bit about, I don't know, maybe the art of war and things like that. Maybe you need to brush up on stuff. But you went in there hugely outnumbered, and Enrique and I knew that this was going to be the case, and we saw this is not a good thing to do. So we pulled out. See, when you're smart, you can win optics wars, and you can win legitimate wars, and you can win actual physical wars. This was piss poor planning, and people got hurt. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joe Biggs. Thank you, Joe Biggs. Thank you, Joe Biggs, for telling Phillip what I tried to tell him 5 fucking months ago. I work there. It's not safe. He needed to have things in place. He needed to have a plan. He needed to have somebody with a whip who could drive around and pick people up if they needed to run. He needed to listen to somebody who fucking lives there. Now, why am I even making this video? Let's get back to Ellen Zhou, okay? Ellen Zhou ran for mayor in San Francisco against London Breed, and London Breed stole the election from her, okay? Ellen Zhou is the only righteous, upstanding, Christian conservative woman who is trying to save San Francisco. Let me tell you something. If you live in San Francisco, Ellen Zhou is the last hope you have. And for you, Phillip, to bring Ellen to this protest, this rally of yours, for you to bring her there, and for me to see her getting shit hurled at her head, that's a problem for me. This woman is a hero. This woman has more courage than anyone I know. This woman is a true patriot. She is a woman. She is a Chinese American who knows what communism is and how dangerous it is. This woman has a bigger pair than anyone I know. I met this woman. I believe in this woman, and I will back this woman. And Phillip, you did not protect her. And you know what? It's in your best interest that you got knocked out and not her. Because if anybody laid a hand on her, Phillip, I would have come to your hospital room and I would have fucked you up again myself. This woman needs to be protected, Phillip, but you ain't about protecting nobody. You about the clout. And now you got the whole media on your side. You finally got the media on your side to pump you up, and maybe you can get some of your pages back. Because I just checked your Instagram and that's gone too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to hear me. Not everybody who says the right things, not everyone who's charming is someone you need to follow. See, there's certain leadership things, and just like Joe Biggs said, there are certain things that happen, that need to be in place for things to work out. The Proud Boys, half of them are veterans, okay? The Proud Boys, I shouldn't admit this, okay? But let me tell you something, they welcomed me with open arms. And the things that I saw them, the pre-planning, the meetings that I saw them put in place, their logistics that they worked out beforehand, the intel that they get beforehand, the rapport and relationships that they try to establish with law enforcement beforehand, that's what made it safe. That's what makes it safe when they go out and do stuff, okay? The Proud Boys know what the fuck they're doing. So when they told you to stand down, Phillip, you should have fucking done it. When I told you to stand down 5 months ago, or to at least listen to my ideas because I fucking know the area, you should have done it. This is where Phillip Anderson's pride became a hell of a lot bigger than his patriotism. Phillip, his only intention from the beginning was to get the photo op. And it took 5 months, but he finally got it. And now he's got all the patriots feeling sorry for him. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, do not follow the clout chasers. You need to start being able to use your brain. Don't just listen to what Andy No reposts. Don't just listen to what other reporters are reposting. Because you see, they didn't check their receipts. If they'd have checked their receipts on Phillip, they might have seen that this was a ticking time bomb. This was a problem waiting to happen. I would never in a million years do a protest on Market Street, anywhere on Market Street. That's dumb. That's dumb. But Phillip seems to know better than everybody else. Phillip seems to know better than the Proud Boys. Phillip seems to know better than me. He seems to know better than everybody. Well, enjoy your new pearly whites that you're going to get. Enjoy your dentures, Phillip. Okay? And let this be a lesson to you. Listen to other people, Phillip. Stop putting other people's lives in danger so you can get on Fox News. Now, I hope your dreams come true and I hope you figure it out. I hope you get whatever you're looking for in your life, in your career. If you want to turn your patriotism into a paycheck, you go ahead and find a way to do it. Good for you. But if anything happened to Ellen Zhou, me and you is going to have a problem. And you're lucky nothing happened to her. All right? So listen, patriots, I highly doubt that you are going to spread the word, because then you're going to say that I'm being divisive and all that bullshit. Okay, whatever. But this is the one time well, I will not back another conservative, especially for doing stupid shit. And then name dropping, trying to get people there, and you can't even protect the people that are already there to support you. She didn't know any better. Ellen didn't know any better. She just came out because that is her city and she is trying to save it. Phillip, you don't even fucking live in San Francisco. You don't even work in San Francisco. You dumbass. You should have gone down to San Bruno and had it. You would have been safer there. You should have gone down to San Jose and done it there. But you don't want to listen to nobody. You don't want to get a system in place. You don't want to have backup. You just think you can walk in and everybody's supposed to stand down because you're Phillip Anderson. It doesn't work like that. People in San Francisco don't know who you are, Phillip. They don't know who you are. No wonder you got your teeth knocked out. I ain't got shit to say else about it. I'm over it. I just want you patriots to know what the real deal is behind Phillip Anderson, so you're not following behind dumb people. You owe it to yourself. We have a country to save. We have a country to save. That means we don't have any time for clout chasing.